the guy in my life, he didn't intentionally hurt me, or he'll even say it to you. That wasn't my intention. I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't mean to do that. That wasn't my intention. You're taking it wrong. Did you ever have that happen in your relationship? A lot of times a narcissist will say that. They'll say different things to try to be able to confuse you and try to be able to make you realize like, oh, it wasn't his fault. It wasn't what he meant to do. He didn't really mean to hurt me. He didn't really mean to abuse me. He didn't really mean to destroy my heart, destroy my thoughts, destroy all these different pieces of my life. And the narcissist oftentimes will be like, well, that wasn't my intention. You're taking it the wrong way. You're looking at it the wrong way. You're thinking about it the wrong way. I didn't intentionally do that. That wasn't my intention. How many of you have heard this before? Drop a comment down below. Have you heard him say that it wasn't his intention? See, the hard thing inside of this is many times narcissists will try to be able to convince you that it was never the end goal, the game plan. And part of that's true. And part of it wasn't his intention to hurt you because he didn't really care about you at all, whether to hurt you or whether to not hurt you. What he cared about was himself and how he was preserving himself, his own image, his own thoughts, his own feelings, to make sure that he felt like a good guy and you felt like the crazy one. But here's the thing. Majority of times people will look at this piece with intention and they'll play it off a certain way. They'll think of it like, well, he didn't intentionally hurt me. He doesn't really know. He doesn't really understand. He said he didn't intentionally hurt me. Well, back it up a little bit. You've told this guy multiple times that it's not kind. You've told this guy multiple times that you don't appreciate something, that you don't like something, of like how you don't actually like how this is communicating to you. You've communicated many times boundaries that he's crossed over. You've communicated many times things you do or do not like over and over and over, and he continues to do them. That's because he's used to the manipulation, the abuse, the toxicity, and he's going to keep doing what he wants to do no matter what, simply because he feels entitled to you, your body, your life, your finances, all the different things, and he's going to continue doing it over and over and over again. But intention oftentimes has this weird piece to it, because a lot of times people will be like, well, he didn't intentionally hurt me. Okay? And play with that for a second. He didn't intentionally not hurt you. He didn't intentionally make you safe. He didn't provide emotional support. He didn't intentionally make sure he didn't cheat on you. He didn't make sure that you actually had boundaries that he would follow. He didn't do things out of intention. In fact, all he did, everything was just knee-jerk reaction to get what he wanted, to preserve his image, to look better, to feel better, to run away from guilt and shame. You see, a narcissist isn't always intentionally looking to hurt you, but he's also not intentionally looking to help you heal, to help you grow, to help you develop, to actually help you be in a connected, committed relationship. He doesn't care. What he's more concerned about is his own image, how he looks, how he acts, the people in his life that believe that he's a good guy. He might even tell you, I'm a good guy, I'm a good person, because he wants you to believe it because he doesn't. He wants you to believe it because he knows deep underneath he's not the guy that he's trying to sell to you, to everybody else. He's just a facade. He's just a liar. And that's the hard part. Because oftentimes you will start to believe a liar. You start to believe this guy, thinking and hoping and praying that maybe he's the one. Because he's not intentionally hurting you, right? Well, consider your life. Consider your relationship. How is he being intentional to provide safety, security, you to feel seen and heard, honesty, loyalty? If the guy in your life is not being honest, vulnerable, or showing consistent growth and change and develop inside of his life, leave. Is it that easy? No. There's a lot of pieces that need to shift. Sometimes you're in the middle of the crazy making. You feel hopeless. You feel helpless. You feel stuck. And that's oftentimes the trauma bond. What I do is I help women actually break free from the trauma bond mentally and emotionally so that you can stand in confidence of who you actually are. So you can make decisions out of clarity, have decisions with certainty, so that you don't go back to a toxic guy who keeps using and abusing you. You don't go back to a guy who's convinced you that it wasn't my intent to hurt you while he keeps hurting you over and over and over again. Once you've told him, once he knows, it's just manipulation. An apology without change behavior is just manipulation. You keep telling him the same things over and over and he doesn't shift at all, just manipulation. Because he doesn't care about you. He cares about his image, he cares about his money, cares about how he looks and appears to the world and society around you. He doesn't care about you. When you think through this piece of, is he intentionally hurting me? Flip it around. Is he intentionally supporting you? Having you feel seen, safe, secure. Having you feel hope for the relationship and actually seeing growth and development. Is he intentionally being loyal? Is he intentionally being honest? These things matter. If you don't look at your life through this lens, then oftentimes you will stay in a toxic relationship far longer than what you actually want to stay. Simply because you're going to tell yourself a bunch of stories to convince yourself to stay in a toxic relationship where he really doesn't care about you. If you're locked in this back and forth cycle, the confusion, the mental, emotional addiction, going back to this guy, and you're not sure how to be free, comment breakthrough below and I'll send you a link. Go to rawmotivations.com/breakthrough. It's an opportunity for you to book a free call, for us to be able to sit down and talk, to give you clarity and closure about the toxic relationship, about the manipulation, about just where you're confused inside of all this. If I can help with this, go to rawmotivations.com/breakthrough. Let's have a conversation today. Y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. We'll see y'all next time.